Good morning, and thank you very much for joining me again today, 3 January 2020. And today I want to look at what is happening in the Midlands and how it is connected to Mnangagwa and his fight with General Chiwenga. So, over the past 3 or 4 years, a new group has arisen in the Midlands called Mashurugwi. This group is very ruthless. They are basically a militia, and according to reports, in 2018 and around 2017, they killed no less than 180 people in the Midlands province. So the people that they've been killing are ordinary people, that is ordinary citizens. They've also been killing prostitutes. So a lot of prostitutes came out last year complaining that when they offer their services to these guys overnight, instead of paying, they could just wake up and chop you up. And they've killed these prostitutes. They've also been killing each other. So they fight with each other and kill each other. And last year, close to 100 of them drowned in a shaft, in a mine shaft, in a disused mine shaft, of which about 28 bodies were recovered, and the rest of the bodies were just closed underground when someone opened a dam or a number of dams upstream, which flooded one of the mines there in the Midlands. So the estimate is that about 180 people have been killed by this panga-wielding Mashurugwi. The thing is, not much has been done by the police, by the army, despite a lot of calls for this Mashurugwi to be dealt with. In fact, everyone seems to be paralyzed. They don't know what to do with Mashurugwi. The reason why they're paralyzed is these Mashurugwi are working for politically connected individuals, or were working for politically connected individuals. They were a loose group or loose groups that did operations. Maybe they can do an operation here or do an operation there. But what is happening now is this group is getting more and more organized. So Mashurugwi are now more powerful, and they are basically now a militia. What is left is for them to just break away from their political leaders and create their own leadership. At that point, they could easily declare independence and go into the mountains and start forming a state of their own. And this looks far-fetched, but we are getting closer and closer to that state because these guys have got resources. They are now able to make their own rules, and then they can defend their position. So if they make a rule and they say this person is not coming here or this person must die, if that person is killed, the actual government cannot do much about it. You saw what happened yesterday. They killed a young guy who had gone there. I think he was a gold buyer. He was just killed. No one was arrested. A few days earlier, they killed a police officer, and not much was done. There is arrests here and there, but there is no concerted effort to eliminate these guys. The reason being, these guys belong to the political elite. So according to my sources, the Mashurugwis have been put in place as the last line of defense. If the military, the police are not able to act on behalf of the politically connected individuals in the Midlands, then the Mashurugwis will be called in to deal with the situation. In the beginning, the Mashurugwis were supposed to deal with the MDC. So if you were an MDC activist or an active MDC member and were a problem, you could easily be dealt with by Mashurugwi, and this could be blamed on Mashurugwi. However, right now, the Mashurugwi have become so powerful that they are now going to be used against powerful people, even some powerful people like General Chiwenga. If Mnangagwa was to get into trouble right now in Harare, he could easily retreat to his farm in the Midlands, and the Mashurugwi will provide enough security for him. So what we have, if the Mashurugwis are armed, is no longer a one-sided attack on Mnangagwa. What we will have now is, if these Mashurugwi get armed, we will now have a war, a fight between two, one side very, very brave. The Mashurugwis, they're ruthless. They're willing to take you out. At the moment, they're just using pangas. Imagine if they were given weapons. Will someone from the Zimbabwe military be willing to fight the Mashurugwi? For what purpose? It will basically become a problem for them to just walk in. It will now no longer be a walk in the park. So given that Mnangagwa also controls a faction of the army, if he has the Mashurugwi, it means that the balance of probabilities is that Mnangagwa could probably stand his ground if General Chiwenga and his faction in the army of the general try to attack him. So Mnangagwa and his allies have been slowly building up the Mashurugwis as another little army that can go up against the former Zimbabwe military, especially if the group that is going to do or try to do a coup is small. This is the reason why Mnangagwa has been leaving the Mashurugwi to do what they're doing right now. They're just basically moving around, operating as they wish, not really getting consequences for their action. Mashurugwi has been, they've now become a common name. You remember in the beginning, they would take over a place, they would do what they want, but they would do it away from the public. Now the Mashurugwi are operating openly. Anywhere that you look in the Midlands, there's no day that passes without hearing about the Mashurugwis. You see them in public on viral videos. They're doing as they wish, but there's no effort to stamp the authority of the government or to get rid of them or to identify their hideouts. Basically, what is happening now is they're being left to do what they want. So my theory is, as time goes on, the Mashurugwi are going to come out as a group and they're going to declare a position. They're going to start making political statements. They're going to start making demands, especially on the political class. And as time goes on, the Mashurugwis could even become a rebel group, a group that can tell people, this is what we want to do and this is how we're going to do it, especially if they get hold of resources. If they have enough money, they could become a problem even beyond Mnangagwa. Also, clever politicians have been trying to make the Mashurugwi align with ZANU-PF. That way, the Mashurugwi, when they're operating, they can then talk about imperialists coming to take our minerals, protecting the sovereignty of the country. All that language, you're going to hear the Mashurugwi starting to talk about that language, which will allow them to continue to operate without any laws being enforced upon them. Right, so in summary, what we have is the Mashurugwi is slowly becoming a militia, and at the moment the militia is aligned to Mnangagwa. But beyond Mnangagwa, the Mashurugwi are going to become a bigger problem in Zimbabwe. They're going to become the first militia that we have in our country, or even a rebel group that will declare a certain area, like the Midlands, a no-go area. And that is a very dangerous situation that could easily develop. And as the fight between Mnangagwa and General Chiwenga continues, what will happen is that the Mashurugwi will go closer and closer to Mnangagwa. And if General Chiwenga and his faction in the army try to stage a coup, the Mashurugwi can now be used to fight. They can be armed and they'll be made to fight General Chiwenga, which is something that is going to make the guys in the army think twice before they make any move. Right, so that is what I had for today. Very serious situation developing in the Midlands. The group called Mashurugwi operating with impunity. No one seems to be able to stop these guys from doing what they're doing. But as time goes on, they're going to become stronger and stronger, and they're going to become a national force. Right, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and share on this post. Like our Facebook page and subscribe to the Gambako Media YouTube channel.